Danny here, and if you haven't noticed by my Instagram, or just my Twitter as well, I've been kind of diving into a new branch of resin casting that I'm having a lot of fun with. These guys are cloth body dolls. They're made with a Sculpey mold that I casted and then recast over and over again in resin with a fleece lining inside it. And then I just added some fleece scraps into like an approximation of clothes and put them on there, and there we go. This is a really fun thing for me. I've always liked those dolls that were all like the floppy limbs and the heavy hands and feet and stuff. So being able to make it, I absolutely love it. I love that I can make these now. And today, you're going to see how I actually make another one. First step, as always, is to cast the head, hands, and feet. I always use the amazing casting resin that cures in like 10 minutes and it cures white. It works great. I love it. I highly recommend it. Use it in a ventilated area, though. Now, I was going for like a lavender color for this guy, and I figured, okay, so I mixed the purple and the ultramarine alcohol inks. That would get like a lavender color, right? But we'll get back to that. Resin was curing, I went ahead and started the fleece body base that I always do for these guys. Previously I was doing like sock bodies, and that is not the best method, and I stopped using it after the black one, after Barnaby. So now I've been using a fleece base since Rusty, and then Glenn got a more refined version of it. Finally, the cast was finished, all teal for some reason. I am still not entirely sure how that worked out, like maybe the ratio of blue to purple was a little too blue, but oh well. I was planning on making a character that color anyway, so it worked out. Now for the paint job. Usually I kind of just make up the designs for these guys as I go, with little to no blueprint, but I kind of wanted to make this dude a little bit of an homage to one of my characters. So I went ahead and added like pink and orange band-aids on top of like his usual nervous expression. Bit of a shout out to characters of mine that are in the same series as he's in. More of a in-joke for myself, really. Try this black line art technique that I was messing with on someone else, and it doesn't look as good with this one, but that little tiny brush just keeps getting thicker every time I use it. And they're all set. I do actually like how the colors turned out on him. The blue and orange work really nicely on the teal skin, and like maybe the nervous eyes could be a little more detailed, but I think he looks good. Also, I made the lavender one anyway. See, I was so confused as to how purple and ultramarine made a teal, so I was adamant that this time, this would be lavender. And it worked. I'll go ahead and make him off screen. In any case, I can finally use that fleece body I started off and make sure that the head, hands, and feet do not come out of there. Fleece is way easier to stitch together and stitch together tight. Like, it is not moving anymore. Especially with like 3 or 4 running stitches going through it, and then like blanket stitching 2, 3, 4 times right next to it. The body even doesn't need to be perfect, because it's going to be covered by clothes anyway, but I just make sure that it's, you know, like the best approximation, like everything's proportionate somewhat, maybe stuff the belly a little bit. Now comes the clothes, which is the fun part. I was brainstorming how to make like an open zipper hoodie with a shirt underneath, and all I needed was like a baby sock, which is perfect size for the body, and then put like the sweater on top of it, and maybe sew it on there and make sure the arms aren't exposed. Luckily I had a shrimp pattern from way back in my prototype lab, and then the hood part came later because Rusty and Glenn both have hoodies, and that was easier to accomplish than say like an open flannel shirt or something. And with a quick pair of pants from some fluffy black fabric I had lying around, they're done. All in all, I like how they look. I really like the high-waisted pants look that ended up happening. It's pretty neat looking. And when I make loose later, I'll have a better idea of how to make their sweater. As for this lad, I think I'm gonna name him Taylor. That's a nice neutral name. I've been trying really hard to not make them like a specific gender so whoever buys them can assign them something, but also following my self-imposed challenge of naming these guys based on the color they're casted from. Speaking of buying them, I do have them available on my Etsy. They run about $35 each, but that's because they're one-of-a-kind little figures that, well, they're never made the same way twice. And if that's too much, that's fine too. I also have these tiny Cthulhus that I just made that are a little bit bigger than their predecessors, and they are about $15. They're also one of a kind. Not to mention my wide variety of other things because I physically cannot stop making things. In the meantime, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next video.